All right, guys. So ESPN put out an article yesterday on the 2-week anniversary of the start of the season. I guess technically it was yesterday because there was the Giants.
And that's what they put it out
Yankees
yesterday.
played 2 weeks ago yesterday. Everybody else started, or most of the other teams started 2 weeks ago today. A early hot takes, right, on something that might happen for each of these teams at the end of the year. So what did they pick for the Guardians as the hot take there, Anthony?
We've got a quote here. Oh, never mind. We'll let you read the quote here.
Okay.
But basically they're saying that Vogt is going to win Manager of the Year for a third year in a row.
Just rename it to Stephen Vogt.
Yeah, let me see this.
And then the quote we have here is, it's their pitching that's going to carry them into the Fall Classic, fueled by the league's most underrated rotation. Learn names like Parker Messick, Slade Cecconi, Joey Cantillo, because they're going to comprise 3/5 of the second rotation in history, 1998 Braves, with 150-plus Ks apiece. And when the 2026 books are closed, these Guardians will also become the first team in baseball history to capture 3 different pieces of postseason hardware: MVP José Ramírez, Rookie of the Year Chase DeLauter, Manager of the Year Stephen Vogt.
All right, I bust Mike's chops all the time, so I got to do it to Anthony.
It's that chair. It's the chair.
Ciccone?
Ciccone. Slade Ciccone.
Get it right in. Jesus.
I'm Italian. I don't really have much of an excuse.
Listen, keep in mind that these are supposed to be bold predictions.
Hot takes, yeah.
Hot takes. If that was an obvious, of course that's going to happen, it wouldn't fit the bill. Yeah. That is certainly fits as a hot take.
That is the hottiest of hottie takes.
To have, what do you say, all 5 guys would have 150 strikeouts?
Those 3.
Plus Gavin and Biden.
All 150 Ks.
Yeah.
Because they're going to complete 3/5 of the second rotation. No, he's saying second rotation history. They're all going to have.
Yeah, he's saying Williams, Bybee, plus these 3.
Right.
Get to, you know Bybee, you know Williams. You may not know those 3 names. Get used to them because.
Are they all going to have? I don't know that. I don't think Slade Ciccone's going to strike out. What did he strike out last year?
I said my bold prediction this year was 200. That's underselling my guy Slade.
Nobody's getting 200.
You said Slade was going to strike out 200?
I had to be bold. I'm not giving you a vanilla take when we're asking for bold.
I mean, if they all pitched the whole year, it's not impossible.
No, 200's a little nutty.
200, no. They're not getting 200. Slade Ciccone's certainly not getting 200.
Jason said.
Who would you bet? Who would you bet? Like, who do you believe in the least getting the 150? To me, it's Ciccone or Messick.
It's Messick.
Just because I'm not sure about the innings for Messick.
That's the reason I would go with Messick.
Although I really like, I think Cantillo's got a good chance to get 150 Ks.
Yeah.
Certainly Bybee and Gavin Williams do. But I like that hot take. Did he say the Guardians are going to win the World Series?
He said reach.
Reach the World Series.
So if you're going to do that, like, you can't pick that for like 5 teams. You can only pick that for 1 team.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can't pick the Guardians and the
Rangers.
A's as your hot take teams.
Right.
You can only be 1.
So he did say real quick that the pitching would lead them there. Now.
But he also said Chase DeLauter would win.
I get, but he mentioned the pitching staff.
Yeah.
I went back.
Yeah.
Since the Guardians went on their run last September, from September 3rd to now, Guardians have played 38 games. And if you want to pull up the graphic of the Guardians pitching,
or just regular season?
This is the regular season, last 38 games the Guardians have played. This is their starting pitchers over that 38-game stretch. They pitched 217 innings.
That's a Cy Young.
155 hits allowed, just 56 earned runs for a 2.32 ERA, 224 strikeouts to just 64 walks.
You didn't put the whip. The whip, let me figure out the whip. That's 155, 215, 218. Their whip is
basically 1.
218 base runners and 217 a third, so it's probably 1.01.
Yeah.
The Guardians,
that's a Cy Young winner.
The Guardians, with their lineup,
that's basically, at least when we were kids, that was one pitcher. One good pitcher.
If they can get, and obviously it's only 38 games, but if the Guardians staff, which this guy, Tristan Lincroft,
if they pitch like that the rest of this year,
then they're going to
win the division.
And that's my point. If they can't continue
that's not possible, though.
They've done over 38 years and an entire summer off.
38 games.
Very well said. 38 games and an entire summer off.
That's a quarter of a season.
Yeah. It's not
pretty much.
It's not highly unlikely.
It's impossible.
What's more impossible? What's more possible? Deshaun Watson returning to 2020 form this year, or the Guardians pitching like that?
Pitching to a 230 ERA for a whole season?
Yep.
Or Watson returning to elite status?
Yep.
I guess I'd go with that.
So don't say it's not impossible. Put you in a box there, Bull.
You should have said don't say it's impossible.
Don't say it's impossible.
You said don't say it's not impossible.
Or it's not my specialty. Putting Bull in a corner, my specialty.
Listen, It doesn't even have to be that. I mean, if
No.
it's anywhere in the ballpark of that.
Yeah.
But an entire pitching staff pitching to a 2.30 ERA of our whole season.
That's absurd.
It's impossible.
And pull that graphic up one more time because there's one thing we missed in that.
Yeah.
Imagine,
Vogt winning a third rookie manager of the year. He's not going to win third manager.
Other than that, you also have Austin Hedges hitting like Aaron Judge right now. So you're getting this kind of pitching with Austin Hedges batting better than Aaron Judge through 12 games. Will it stay like that?
I love how you're cherry picking
Mike is on
the
one
rate
today.
stats only.
Did you see that?
Yeah, look at those numbers.
Those
0
numbers,
homers
incredible.
and 1 ribby.
It's minimal at bats. His OPS is 12 times Manzardo's batting average.
And
You could
12 times his career batting average.
Don't let facts get in the way of a
Good for
story,
Hedges.
Bull.
I saw this cute thing, by the way.
call Hedges cute?
I hate to do it, but I'll give Chris Rose credit. I saw this cute thing Chris Rose did where he was interviewing Stephen Kwan and Austin Hedges, and they were playing this game where they both held these whiteboards, and he was asking them questions about who knew their teammates better.
Yeah,
I like seeing those type of things.
It's called the teammate game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Oh, okay. So
I like seeing those type of things. I think it's fun when they do that. I feel like the Browns, every time they do a player thing on social media, it's terrible. It's so bad. They're the worst. They're bottom 5 in the league, not only at football, but at social media game, in my opinion.
And schedule releases.
And schedule releases, they're horrible. What was it last year that was so awful?
The video that from 4 years ago that no one knew.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's right. We got to do the schedule release. When
Oh,
is that?
It's coming. May next month. Get ready. So of those hot takes.
Yeah.
Reaching the World Series.
Yeah.
All 5 pitchers in the rotation getting 150 Ks.
Yeah.
Or the triple crown of awards, Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, and MVP. Which you
Yeah.
think is the most likely?
The strikeouts.
I actually think the Triple Crown.
I think the strikeouts.
I think the World Series.
Although the odds of Jose winning an MVP are not great.
Yeah. And Vogt winning a third straight.
Yeah, he's not going to win Manager of the Year.
I'm going to. I think.
I actually think Chase DeLauter has the best chance of the 3.
I would agree with that.
And I know he's injury prone, but if Chase DeLauter stays healthy, I think he's got a great chance.
It's a great rookie class, but I'd put him up there with anybody right now.
Yeah.
Who else is? This is American League Rookie of the Year. So it'd be
Yeah.
Carter Jensen from
Carter
KC.
Jensen, Kevin McGonigal.
The guy from Orioles,
Samuel Basallo. Max Clark, I think, is going to be up sooner rather than later for Detroit
think?
also.
Really?
He's killing it so far. And they're struggling. And a lot of people think I don't think they're going to trade Skubal. They are going for it this
I agree.
year.
I agree
They are
with that.
all in this year,
If
and they're
they
going to
fall
lose
apart,
Skubal.
they'll have a different
Yeah, if they're a
conversation.
disaster. But I that's part of the reason McGonigal's already here. And I think Max Clark, too. Yeah, a lot of the other top rookies like Weatherholt, Connor Griffin.
They're National League.
They're in the National League. Who else are we thinking about that's got off to a good start? Caglione, although he's not off to a great start.
I don't know if he still qualifies as a rookie. I don't think he does.
Did he play
Oh,
enough
yeah,
games
he
last
might have
year?
played too much
I
last
think he
year.
did.
What about pitchers? The rookie
So,
pitchers?
why do you think? Are you writing off any chance the Guards making a World Series?
No.
'Cause I think of those 3, I think making the World
I would
Series
put
more
World
realistic.
Series too.
No.
Just because the American League. I still think there's teams better than them.
I mean,
in
if
the
the
American League.
pitching is that dominant, then they can get
Then they
to the World
can,
Series
for sure. Absolutely.
no doubt. But it's such a crapshoot once you get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and,
I'll take that in the playoffs over any other team in the American League.
You know, obviously some of the other teams you thought would be really good are off to bad starts, like Toronto and Seattle, Boston, Detroit, all off to bad starts. But it's a long way to go.
I looked it up real quick. The last 2, and every year is right around this. The ERA leader in the American League is like 3.5. So your 2.3 is just not even.
Well,
that's like
Skubal's been better than
no,
No,
team.
Oh,
ERA.
team. Yeah.
It's always around.
Yeah,
last year was the Rangers around 3.5.
I don't think
The year
it's
before
ever
was
been like that.
Seattle,
Even in the
no.
dead ball era, who
No.
knows?
I mean,
But-
that's like Stephen Kwan hitting 400.
Yeah.
Type stuff of.
They've done it 38 games. It's not nothing. It's not like a 3-game set. 38 games is
no,
a quarter of
but
the
there's
season.
been players who have hit 400 for 38 games too.
I-
But nobody's hit
I'm
400
not predicting
for a
it's going to
season.
last. I'm just saying there is a
kinda
track
predicted
record to
it.
look at.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm predicting them to make the World Series based off the 3
You are?
options. Based off the 3 options we
Okay.
had, I think that's the most likely.